Hello and welcome back to Photo Finish, the great pop culture debates, photo fashion review of the RuPaul's Drag Race Season 13 main stage. I'm your host, Eric Resniak, and I want to remind the pretender, Curtis Creekmore, that I own 51% of this podcast, and I'm going to put an Eric Factory where an Eric Factory ought to be. I am joined today by my very special guest judge, my baby from the Boston Gay Men's Chorus, Devan Lalas. Hi, Devan, how's your head?
All ears.
That's right. And he's wearing a fascinator in honor of this week's episode, episode 9. The theme was fascinating fascinators. And with that said, we're going to jump right into it. Tooting, booting, pooting, shooting, mooting the looks from the main stage. And we are going to go right into that first girl. And she is Olivia Lux. What do you think, Devan?
Honestly, gorgeous. I thought this was stunning when she walked out. I love the shape of it. I love what's funny is later we'll talk about Symone. I thought they were very similar. I loved Olivia's look. Her fascinator was gorgeous. Beautiful.
I lost you a little bit there, Devan, but was that a toot or a moot?
It's definitely a toot for me.
Oh, you're going to be so nice. I'm pooting this. I hate it. I hate it. I think this is ill-fitting. I think the makeup is bad. I think it's a lousy concept. This looks like something that someone would scrape together when they got a last-minute invitation to a Halloween party. And we're just like, what do I have around me? Here's this like plastic trench coat. Here are some fisting gloves. And here's whatever the fuck that fascinator was. I don't even know. But I thought this was terrible. And this was in no way, shape, or form at the level that it needs to be for RuPaul's Drag Race runway. So I'm putting it, but God love you, Devan. You're so sweet. He's the nice one in the family, ladies and gentlemen. I am the hardened, wizened bitch. Next up, we have Rose. What did you think, Devan?
It's kind of like Michelle said, I actually liked this look. There was no fucking tool. And I said, you know what, Rose? I don't like you, but I can appreciate this look. And I appreciated that she didn't bring us tool this fucking week. Thank you, Rose. However, it's so cliche and so Rose because it's a fucking rose. I'm sick of it. I'm over it. I am booting it.
Do you remember that time that I said Devan was the nice one? I take it back. I'm actually going to toot this. I agree. It is way on the nose. So on the nose. Like it's like it must have taken tens of seconds for Rose to be like, "What can I do for a fascinator theme? I know. I'll be a rose." Like, okay.
Right. Gorgeous. It is beautiful. You're right. It should be a two, but I'm sick of it. So you get a boo.
I get you, and I've been very frustrated by the tool obsession that Rose has had this season, and I don't think generally it looks good on her. I thought that Michelle's read was dead on, where often that, with all this fabric we lose Rose's body, and it happened a little bit here too. There was no neck, but I think I'm still going to toot it because it is objectively pretty and it's one of the most successful things she's done. But yeah, I agree. I do struggle a lot with Rose's runways in general. So it's a toot for me and it's a boot for you, right, Devan?
Totally.
All right. Next up, we're moving on to Utica. What do you think?
I love this. Now, I am biased because I have Utica Queen going the whole way. So obviously I'm being biased. And I know we're not supposed to be when we're here, but I think she is polished. She always is fucking polished. And what I like about Utica is she can wear nothing, like fucking Gottmik always wears nothing, but it works because it's still an element of high drag, high fashion. And that's what she's giving us here. There is a lot going on, but there's also not a whole lot of fabric. And I love it. And she's always polished and she just looks fucking great. So I am tooting this.
Yeah, I'm tuning this too. I almost bordered it on a shoot because the details of this are really, really fun. The
Exactly.
button ants are great. The bees coming out of the picnic basket were really cute. There's so much about this that I love. It has the whimsy and the creativity that we saw from Utica in the promos, which I feel that she has often failed to live up to in the actual season. And I think there's
Right.
myriad reasons for that. But I thought this was super successful. And I want to see more of this from Utica. I know she has it in her, and I just want to see it more consistently. So a great fashion week for Utica, an absolutely terrible week from a performance standpoint.
And I was like, we won't get into that on this show, but good God, Utica. Next.
That's right. Check the blog. Moan. What did you think, Devan?
This is gorgeous. And I mentioned it with the same kind of fabric, or it felt like the same kind of fabric as Olivia Lux at the beginning, and kind of the same color and the similar shape. But Simone's is 10 times better. And I absolutely love it. And I know we have to acknowledge the message of it. So it is stunning when she turned around, had her hands up, and the message, like, that has to be acknowledged. And I appreciated that so much. But she could have walked out and just had her hands just like she is in this photo, and I still would have fucking shot that. I think it is gorgeous. She just always can take the most simple, beautiful pieces of fabric, shape them correctly, and look good in them. So this is definitely a toot for me, if not a shoot.
Which one is it? I need you to make a decision.
Oh God, I'm gonna toot it. I'm gonna toot it.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and shoot this. I agree with you, Devan. I was shooting this before she even turned around. Once she turned around and gave me the message of the message on the back, the jeweled bullet holes, the reading of the names, it became a shoot, if not something even more than a shoot. It wasn't just fashion. This was a political statement, but it was done in a way that I thought was coherent and it fit what was going on. To compare this to Olivia, it's like her body is dipped in it. It is that kind of vinyl material. It is very similar, but this fits Simone's body perfectly, whereas Olivia's is just voluminous and she gets lost in it. Beyond that, though, this is regal. It is opulent. It looks to me custom, and it is just, the whole thing to me is incredible. It is the very best of Symone, and the fact that this wasn't in the top, as well as with her performance, is utter bullshit. But I'm giving her a shoot.
I agree with you right there. I was like, how are we not
Speak on it, right? All right, next up, we have Denali. What did you think, Devan?
Again, I like the judges' critique here. Both, I think, Carson and Michelle said, it looks very costumey, but Carson said, like, but this is costume done well, costume couture. It is beautiful. I think it looks really good on her, but I'm bored. I love the fascinator. I love that she is kind of representing herself with her blades. Like, what other queens do you know that could come out on the main stage in fucking rollerblades and look high fashion doing it? Denali. She doesn't get enough credit for that talent and that ability to do that. And rightfully so, the judges aren't playing to that because this is not that competition. This is not, Drags on Ice. I would totally pay money to see that show.
Absolutely.
But
Let's have it.
looks great. She looks great. It's a 2, nothing more.
I'm going to go ahead and toot it. I'll agree that there is. I mean, I didn't actually have the issue with it being costumey because I don't think it's any more costumey than, say, Utica's was.
Right.
The fascinator to me is the best part of it. I think the performance of it on the skates was really terrific. The wise of Denali to showcase that skill of hers. The only other queen I can think that could do that would be Robbie Turner, she who will not be spoken of. But to me, it's not necessarily elevated, but it's fun. It's playful. I thought the judges were overly kind with Denali this week, but it's still a successful look. Next up, it's Gottmik. What do you think?
I'm so upset because it's gorgeous. I love it. I think it's good. I wasn't gobsmacked like the judges were. I think it's creative. I love the saggy ball, like red balls. That's so fun, cute, bedazzled balls. But it's what I've seen her wear already. I was like, we've seen this face, we've seen this fabric. 2.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't think it was deserving the level of praise that the judges were giving us, and this is not the first time that the judges have blown smoke up Gottmik's ass. Gottmik killed that Snatch Game.
Oh my God! Can we talk about that look instead?
Right, like that was she way blew out my expectations in the actual Snatch Game. Yeah. But I thought they were overly effusive in their praise on this look. It's solid. It's a toot. I do think that the most successful part of that fascinator is the blood drop. The rest of it looks a little crafty.
Oh my God!
But yeah, like you can see, it's like tinfoil, right? And I'm not supposed to see that level of or lack of detail. The look itself, it's fine. It's a toot, but I'm not going to go crazy over it. So toot for me. Next up, it's Elliott with 2 T's. What did you think, Devan?
Elliott had no leg to stand on. It was, yeah. That's it.
What was the rating? I'm sorry, I missed it. We froze for a second.
I'm gonna say a boot because I just.
You're nice.
Yeah.
I'm pooting it. I think this is terrible. I didn't get flamingo at all until Michelle pointed out that that's what she was going for. Even then, I struggled to see flamingo. I think that the nude sleeves are hideous. Like they're almost difficult to look at. The stoning on them was really cheap looking. The fascinator itself was not particularly effective, and Elliott's makeup looked unfinished. My feeling on Elliott this entire episode was Elliott was done. Elliott had given up. Elliott was checked out. I don't blame Elliott because this show put her through the ringer. But it was sad for me to watch her go out this way because I actually thought she performed stronger in several episodes than I expected her to. So it's a poop for me. This was really bad. Next up, it's Tina Burner. What do you think, Devin?
Poop, 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 poop. Get the hell off this stage. I was so upset with the judges' critiques putting this shit as high as it was. I was disgusted. I hated the fascinator. I hated the kitschy blue ribbon. I hated the look. I was like, I would rather you walk out like your Ronald McDonald badass clown self than wear this on the main stage. No, get off. I hated it.
love the fact that I have apparently become the world's chief Tina Burner apologist. I'm giving this a toot. I think it's successful. I think the fascinator was really kind of clever. I thought that like the whole horse concept worked for me. It was very different from what Tina normally does,
Eric, we'll
but
have
it's
a
still
conversation
campy
later.
and definitely in your house. I think it's fine. It's not the best thing she's worn, but I'm still gonna toot it. And I love the fact that everybody else hates her, and I still toot her. It gives me joy. Next up, we have Candy Muse. What do you think?
Bored. Oh my god! If I see her in this fucking fabric one more time, I'm gonna come and poot her off this stage. She's stealing Bob season 8, like Bob Pit Crew. Like we've seen this fabric and done like this so many times. Also, I am not amused by what is on your head. What the fuck is that? So no, it is for me a boot, borderline a poot. And if I had to go with something, I'm gonna poot it. I'm bored.
Okay. I'm gonna boot it. As one of our great pop culture debate panelists put it, Candy has two modes. She's either wearing nothing or she's wearing everything. This like she went to the pattern section of Joanne Fabrics, rolled around and was like, "I'll take it."
You know what this reminds me of? I'm so sorry, but it's like Jiggly, where she just picked everything from the craft store and threw it on her. Now she picked fabric and threw it on her, but like.
There was an old PlayStation game called Katamari Damacy where like you just rolled around and you rolled in more things and became a bigger and bigger ball. That's Candy Muse here. It's and the fascinator. My God, I guess points for self-awareness for acknowledging the fact that you are the only thing that you think about. But message to Candy Muse: there's a lot more interesting things for you to think about. Like try to broaden your horizons because you're not that interesting. You're just not. And also that message goes to the producers of RuPaul's Drag Race season 13. She's not that interesting. She's not that charismatic. You have to stop. It's destroying this season. So it's a boot for me and a poot for Devin. And with that said, Devin, who's your top toot of the week?
My top toot of the week is definitely Symone. Again, without the symbolism, would have still been my top toot of the week. I think it's just it's high drag, which I love on the main stage. It represents, you know, the next drag superstar, Symone.
For sure. And my top toot is also Symone. She just once again came out and is operating on a completely different level. If we ended the season right now and gave her the crown, I would feel content with that. We're 9 episodes in and we still have 300 women apparently still. Yeah. 40 years from now, when we finally get to the finale, I look forward to them crowning Symone. I'm content if we just got straight to the finish and did it and spared me, you know, years of my life. So with that said, I want to say thank you to Devin for joining us today. Thanks to you for watching, and make sure that you check out the other Drag Race content on our YouTube channel. Fun fact, seasons 1 and 2 of our podcast are now all up on our YouTube as well, so you can check out all the previous episodes if you missed them on Spotify or on Audible or on Apple Podcasts. And make sure you check out greatpopculturedebate.com, where you can find the polls for upcoming episodes. You can find the topics where you can vote on what's coming up, as well as blogs for every episode of Drag Race. And we're running season 13 and UK2 polls, and as of this morning, RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under, the Australian spin-off cast, was announced, and we'll be doing a pool for that as well. We hope that you join us. It's open to everybody. It's going to be a lot of fun. So thanks so much for watching, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.